If you are looking for that perfectly average, reasonably priced economy ticket in 2026, you can stop searching. It doesn't exist anymore. The global aviation industry has surged back, with over 4.7 billion passengers projected to fly this year. That kind of traffic generates massive cash flow, pushing total industry revenues past $964 billion. This chart breaks down where that $964 billion actually comes from. Notice the massive slice on the right. 38% of all revenue is now generated entirely by the business and premium economy cabins. That single data point has fractured how airlines operate. To chase those margins, carriers are pouring capital into ultra-luxury suites at the very top, while aggressively stripping down the cheapest seats at the absolute bottom. The days of paying a low fare and getting a default middle-of-the-road experience are over. Now you have to actively decide exactly which trade-offs you are willing to make. This split leaves you navigating a maze of conflicting marketing. One minute you see ads for enclosed luxury suites, and the next, heavily restricted, unbundled basic fares. Layered on top of that are promises of next-generation tech, AI-optimized flight paths, fleet-wide Starlink Wi-Fi, and high-speed biometric boarding. But when you're looking at a ticket price, it is nearly impossible to tell if you are paying for actual, usable technology or just underwriting corporate buzzwords. To cut through the noise, we can look at the newly released Top 50 Airlines in the World report for 2026. This dataset allows us to build a precise evaluation framework. We can measure your absolute capital input, the base fare plus all the hidden fees, directly against the experiential output, meaning the actual comfort, tech, and time saved. Filtering carriers through this input-output matrix is the most reliable way to make sure your travel budget actually delivers value. This chart maps the top 50 carriers. The bottom is financial input. The side is passenger output. Top right are the ultra-premium innovators: Singapore Airlines, Qatar Airways, Delta, and ANA. Hardware output is massive: advanced A350s, 787s, and enclosed business suites, like Qatar's Q Suite. On the software side, these carriers are rolling out reliable, fleet-wide Starlink Wi-Fi and using AI to optimize routing, which cuts down flight times and mechanical delays. They also offer a massive hidden output: time. Their biometric boarding systems are currently reducing airport processing times by up to 30%. But the input trade-off is steep. These fares are priced out of range for leisure travel, and flying with them almost always forces you to route through congested megahubs like Atlanta. This tier is for the premium optimizer, travelers who must sleep or work in the air and are willing to pay top dollar to completely eliminate travel friction. Moving to the middle of the matrix, we find the sweet spot hybrids and the carriers aggressively pushing premium economy, like Scoot, Virgin Australia, and Air France. Their financial model relies on charging a moderate base fare and then letting you purchase your comfort upgrades a la carte. This gets you outputs like Scoot Plus seating or Air France's expanding premium economy class, giving you crucial long-haul legroom without the sting of a business class price tag. The primary trade-off here is technological. Free, high-speed Wi-Fi is rarely fleet-wide in this middle tier. You will typically have to pay for a slower, subscription-based connection. The soft product, things like dedicated service and multi-course meals, is also less consistent than what you find with the ultra-premium legacy carriers. Despite those compromises, this tier currently delivers the absolute best ratio of cost to comfort for a strategic value hunter taking a long-haul flight. Down in the bottom left, we have the volume kings, the mega low-cost carriers like Ryanair, AirAsia, Indigo, and GOL. Their appeal is purely financial. They demand the absolute lowest upfront capital from the passenger. To hit that low price, the physical sacrifices are severe. You get high-density seating, zero free connectivity, and a completely unbundled model where you buy every snack and carry-on separately. But they do offer one highly specific output: unmatched, high-frequency, point-to-point access across entire regions without routing you through a central hub. When you book here, you are making an explicit trade. You are giving up all physical comfort and technological access purely to get from point A to point B. There is one more variable complicating the matrix: the industry push for net zero 2050 and the heavy marketing of sustainable aviation fuel by legacy European carriers like Lufthansa and KLM. Here's the reality of that marketing, visualized. The massive block is the traditional jet fuel burned globally. That microscopic sliver on the right represents actual sustainable aviation fuel, which makes up less than 1% of global usage today. For you, the consumer, paying a premium fare on a legacy carrier to fly green does not create an immediate reduction in your carbon footprint. Right now, it is subsidizing expensive corporate research and development. Because the environmental output isn't there yet, you shouldn't pay a legacy premium purely for eco-marketing. Your purchasing decision should stay focused on tangible benefits, time saved, and comfort gained. To navigate this polarized market, we can boil the matrix down to a practical booking framework. The first question is simple. Is your flight over 6 hours? If the flight is under 6 hours, actively avoid the legacy full-service carriers and lean toward the mega low-cost carriers like Indigo, Ryanair, or AirAsia. On short routes, the extra money paid for a legacy ticket yields almost no tangible comfort or tech output over a localized budget airline. If the flight is over 6 hours, the decision rests entirely on one variable. Do you absolutely need to work or sleep on the plane? If productivity is a strict requirement, pay the higher input. Invest in the top 10 legacy carriers to guarantee biometric speed on the ground and fast Starlink in the air. If arriving fully rested or working online isn't critical, pivot to the sweet spot hybrids and expanding premium economy cabins. You'll optimize your budget while still getting the space you need. The comfortable middle ground of aviation is gone. Blindly booking a standard economy ticket in 2026 guarantees you a bad deal. To get what you pay for, you have to map your choice explicitly to your own tolerance for friction.